Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about the 2025 film Weapons. I finally saw it, the Zack Cregger film and his follow-up to the 2022 film Barbarian. I had been interested in seeing this film for a couple months, heard all about it, heard the rave reviews on the performances, heard it was actually genuinely scary, heard the storytelling was great. And the other night, after me and Jake were done with our album review, we watched this film, and it was one of the greatest and most terrifying viewing experiences I've ever personally had. To say that this film left me on the edge of my seat and left me tense and nervous throughout the entirety of it, would be an understatement. This is one of the most anxiety-inducing films I've ever seen in my life. I thought the cast was great. Julia Garner is great in the lead. Josh Brolin does what he usually does. He's solid, but he it's a good performance. Alden Ehrenreich, I usually don't like him in a lot of stuff, but he was great in this. Benedict Wong is really good, and the best performance by far and one of the greatest acting performances that I've seen in any horror movie or any film in general was Amy Madigan as the antagonist Aunt Gladys. I can't hope she wins the Oscar. She deserves it. It's a bone chilling performance. Every time she was on screen, I just wanted her to go away. I did not want to see her. She had me tense. She just did a great job playing the personification of pure evil. Just you felt such catharsis at the end when she meets her demise. And it's just a very smartly made film, smartly shot film. One interesting note that I picked up on in when I was watching some reviews today that is kind of interesting is that the opening scene is shot not in a horrifying way when it shows the children running out, but it's shot like a music video almost. And I thought that was very interesting because I kind of had that feeling too. I'm like, this doesn't feel like a horror film at all. Um, and of course, has the song Beware of Darkness off of this album, All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. So that's why I got the album out. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say until spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers to the film, don't watch past the 3 minute and 4 second mark. Okay, so here are my spoilers for Weapons. The vignette structure of this film, to some, might get tiresome, but because a lot of my favorite films are done in either the style of vignettes, like The Shining, which is technically done in the style of vignettes, or a movie like Qui-Gon, which I just recently saw, which was great, or Babel. I was used to the structure of this film. It might get on some other people's nerves, but it didn't bother me at all. I thought the sound design was really good. The dream sequences were really well done, including the scene that scared the living hell out of me, being the Justine's nightmare scene when she looks up on the ceiling and she sees the apparition of Aunt Gladys. Like that scene came out of nowhere so much to where it literally left the hair standing up at the back of my neck just throughout the entirety of it. Um, yeah, just a well done movie overall. I felt like so much of the film was very clear in what it was trying to say. I liked the voice of the film a lot. I've heard conflicting ideas about the messaging. I heard it could be an allegory for school shooting. It could be allegory for, you know, the teacher panic. But I don't buy that as much because I mean I don't think I think they write the character of Justine to have enough flaws um, to where I don't think it's taking that message. I mean, I really feel like it's a film that, in my opinion, is about just communication, I think, and what happens when people don't communicate with each other. What happens when someone, you know, can kind of, in a way, help others by speaking. And we see that a lot with the main little boy, Alex, who has all these fears about speaking out. It could be about anything. Could be with bullying, abuse at home, personal abuse, substance abuse. And I think that that message is very rung loud and clear. I thought that the effects work was pretty good. I thought the score was interesting. Like I said, the soundtrack is great. Um, the structure of the film, like I said, might take some getting used to for some people. I personally really liked it because, like I said, I'm used to films like this. Um, a couple things though that I definitely do have some problems with in the film. It would have been nice to see how, like, what I mean, I guess we kind of do see it at some parts when she's in the attic when Alex walks in on Aunt Glass. But it would have been nice to see what she does with the children. Maybe because it's kind of implied that she's feeding off her life source when she has like the braids and she's like up in the attic. But it would have been nice to see that maybe so you can connect to the true terror of it. Um, Also, it would have been nice if, like, I mean, I'm all for movies like this that just have an evil protagonist who are just evil to be malevolent and just this pure, just disgusting behavior is just run rampant. I'm fine with movies like that, but it would have been nice to have some sort of motivation for Gladys. Like, why is she doing any of this? Um, and to tie it into another movie that I think this film is going to get compared to a lot, Hereditary, by Ari Aster. That's a film that's very different than this one, in whereas Weapons um, focuses a lot on kind of anxiety and when you're watching that film, you're very anxious, you're very tense. Um, Hereditary is a film that implies a lot of angst and dread. And I feel like with Hereditary, they give the cult a clear goal that they want the son to be the next, uh, the embodiment of Paimon. So that they give, so that makes sense. That's a goal for the antagonist. Even if we don't find it out till close to the end of the film, I feel like Aunt Gladys, she should have had some other motivation because you're kind of just wondering why. I mean, feeding off of them, but is she just gonna feed off of them for the rest of her life? It, it's not a huge thing, but it's just something that I think about. But it's a very small nitpick. Another thing I feel is that some things we really didn't need to see over and over again. Like, I feel like in the James and um, Paul storyline, because those vignettes follow each other, I mean, it's kind of like you're just rewatching the same thing. That's the only time where that structure of the vignettes really bothered me was because their stories followed each other. It didn't bother me so much for the Marcus storyline with him running after Justine because we already saw that in a previous vignette, but it was like, 45 minutes prior. Um, so that was another little nitpick. But other than that, one of the things I really like about this film is that it doesn't just cop out with a happy ending. I like that the kids just don't automatically go back to normal. There's real life consequences for what the magic has done to these kids and to Alex's parents. I like that they're kind of just in a comatose, state kind of, and because it adds, personal loss to the film. It would have been really cheesy if they were just automatically back to normal. Um, Another thing I really like about this film is that it respects its audience intelligence a lot. It doesn't really need to show you a lot. You can infer a lot of things it's trying to say through the dream sequences, through even background conversations. I really, really like that aspect. And there are some things that it puts in there that I really didn't connect. Like, I didn't even know that in the beginning of Justine's vignette, when she walks in to the liquor store, that guy who's outside is James. Until the James story, I'm like, oh, that's the same guy. It's kind of interesting. I like when films do that. Now let's talk about the creepiest fucking scene in this entire movie. The car scene. The infamous car scene. I don't know how you can make a fucking scene to any movie more creepy, tense, and disturbing than this. Just the atmosphere, the slow pan of the camera, how it pans to Justine, then it slowly pans to the house. 5 seconds, then the door swings open, stays on the door open. Then, in the creepiest fucking way imaginable, the mom starts walking out with the scissors in this janky kind of motion with this tense, shrill string music that is just cringeworthy, but in a good way. It just makes you think, oh my god, is something gonna happen? And then when she walks past the car, then opens up and gets in, you're screaming inside your brain. Basically, when me and Jake watched this, we were like freaking out. It was great. It was great to see, and yeah, that scene's really, really well done. The only thing that is kind of interesting is, I wonder this isn't a nitpick. It's just fun to think about. Like, I wonder how does she control the way people walk? Because everyone else that she controls, other than them sticking their arms out kind of when they run, they move normally. They're not really moving in this way, like The Grudge or The Girl from The Ring, which is what the movement of the mom reminded me of. So was it because she was trying to get her to sneak around that she was walking like that? Or did it have something to do with how long the mom was just sitting there, in just in a catatonic state? But a freaking amazingly well done scene. So was the death of Marcus's husband. That was another part that just made me cringe. The fact that you somewhat see the aftermath of his bashed in skull. This movie does not pull punches. It doesn't hold back. It just shows you. You even see at the end, and this is a big spoiler, when Gladys is ripped apart, you see them gouging out her eyes and ripping her jaw apart. Like, things that would get movies X-rated back in the day. They just show in this R-rated film. And they're not shy. It's just disgusting at parts, but is a thrill ride to watch. I cannot wait to watch this film again. I think this is the best film of 2025. When I'm really looking at it, there were a lot of really good films, but nothing in my mind will top this. This was a great filmmaking achievement, a great film viewing experience. I would have loved to see this in theaters. I can only imagine what it was like in theaters, especially that freaking car scene. Like I said, the first jump scare with her on the ceiling literally just sealed the deal. Like, this is a film that I just want to experience again and again. So thank you guys for watching. I love this film, Weapons. Give it a very high 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching. I'll probably do some more reviews, hopefully soon. I'll try and post some updates. Thank you so much. Bye.